However, we have the independent candidate who did show up tonight.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. May I say God bless America and God bless you all. I want my country back. How about you? Don't you? How many people do you know of that started a Tea Party because they were tired of both parties failing us in Congress? Both parties have been bought and paid for by the PACs, lobbyists, and special interests long enough. Don't you think? Yes? Yeah. Look at where the money comes. Look at where the money goes. Bill after bill in Congress, there's add-ons, earmarks, and so on and so forth. And where do they go? They go back to the special interest groups, don't they? And you watch, those very special interest groups are the ones that's raising the most amount of money for the Democrat and Republican parties. And in a very real way, that is corruption, don't you think? Yes? How many people here are tired of paying for bills with 9,000 riders added on? Yes? Yes? Even the Republicans should say they agree with that one, right? Yeah. Okay. We need conservative principles back in Congress. We need to hold this seat right here for the people. Think about it. With one shot across the bow of both parties, get your act together. You no longer can just expect us to vote the party line. We're going to vote principles over party this year, right? Yeah. Yeah. This was the very reason why I got into this race. I have thousands and thousands of customers in my business. And I've seen people over the last 10 years lose their farms, lose their businesses, lose their children to jobs that they have to leave. Their grandkids are gone. They no longer get to spend time with them. Yes? Yeah. Why? Because both parties have failed us. NAFTA and CAFTA. Yes? They've been good for every country but us, have they not? Where's our manufacturing? Mexico. They went to Mexico. They went to China. They went to every other country. And now look at, we're indebted to those very countries. Well, who in the world give Congress the right to sell out our American dream and take it away from our grandchildren? We want our country back. As I travel across this district, I can tell you, everyone here that believes that we need a voice in Congress for the people, you're not alone. Go outside and read my bus. You will see it from all across the district. We want our country back. Wake up, you're killing our small businesses. Well, I am a small business owner. I'm an entrepreneur. I built companies from the ground up, and we need jobs. And I can tell you firsthand what kind of corruption goes on in the government when you have to be a licensed public telephone company. I have 2 people full-time doing nothing but filling out paperwork. Just by a show of hands, how many people here have a broadband internet service? Doesn't matter what provider it is. Broadband, high speed, yes? Do you know each and every one of you are reported to the federal government every 6 months on a form called 477? You have to report to the federal government how much internet you have, upload and download. Now that takes manpower and money away from our businesses, does it not? Yes? But think about it, we're paying both sides of it because we're paying somebody in Washington and our federal government to process this. And what do they need it for? It's none of their business. Right? Right. The Second Amendment is pretty clear, and yet they keep talking about it. It's one sentence, 3 commas, ends with shall not be infringed. Now what part of that do they need to get through their head? They are taking away our rights left and right. Let's talk about God for a minute. 2 things people never want to talk about is religion and politics, right? Well, let's talk about God for a minute. Right in our Declaration of Independence, it says these are God-given rights. Do they not? Yes? Yes. These are our rights granted to us by God, not the government. True. An atheist government giving us our rights means a government can take away our rights. Right. If there is no God, then who's giving us our rights? Well, they're ours. The hidden secret that nobody wants to talk about is we are the government in this country. Yes? I'll give you a quote from George Washington. The power under the Constitution will always be in the people. It is entrusted for certain defined purposes for a certain limited period to representatives of your own choosing. And whenever it is executed contrary to their interest or not agreeable to their wishes, their servants can and undoubtedly will be recalled. And both parties need to be recalled. This is why we're in this race. I have been asked to get out of this race by the Democrats and by the Republicans both. I have people hounding me every day. Glenn, get out of the race. You're going to spoil it and give it to Dan Benechek. Glenn, get out of the race. You're going to spoil it and give it to Gary McDowell. Well, I got news for them. We, the people, want our country back, yes? Yeah. And we're going to take it back. And we can do it November 2nd. You guys have the power right here to go down in history as saying you will not control us any longer. And we don't have to get out our weapons to do it. Right? We have pollution going in our lakes. We have carp coming up, the streams coming into our Great Lakes. We need to stop these things at all costs, yes? Yes. Yes. We have oil being drilled 5,000 feet of water. Why? Because the special interest pushed them off there. Yeah. We have hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars a year going to countries to buy oil, and they don't even like us. I mean, we're literally funding both sides of this. Why can't we access our own natural resources right here? Responsibly, mind you. Responsibly. I do not want my country destroyed for our grandchildren, but we can get access to our own resources. Do you know it has become now a national security threat to have all of our manufacturing gone? We were attacked in World War II. We were able to defend the entire world and stand up to the world. Why? Because we were able to take our manufacturing plants and flip them to defense just like that, right? Where are we going to go? Get our parts from China? All of our technology's there now. Your call centers are in India and Pakistan, right? We want our jobs right here in America, yes? Keep our grandkids right next to their grandparents, right? It's up to you, each and every one of you. I agree with a lot of things Dr. Dan Benechek stands for. I too want the health care gone. This is a nightmare. Do you know what funds a civilian ready reserve in there? A military ready reserve? In your health care bill. What's this got to do with health care? It's got to do with control of the people.
That's right.
I honestly believe that our government has gotten so big that they are no longer responsive to our needs. And the government that does not serve the people is repressing the people, yes?
Yes.
Yes. It's about time that Congress and the Senator, or the House of Representatives, the Senators, and the President all understand you will fear the people, yes? Because that's freedom. Right now, everybody's afraid of the two-party system. We can't break the two-party system. Too much money. Watch the attack ads. Has anybody seen the attack ads going? Yes. It's got to stop, does it not? Right? This is insanity. And yet we keep voting Republican or Democrat each year and expecting a different result. Again, I say to you, now you have a chance. Someone with real conservative values. Someone that is very proud of this country. A veteran myself. I'm disabled. But I don't collect a pension and I don't go to the VA hospital. Why? Because we have to drive to a regional medical center. How about giving our veterans the honor of choosing their own doctor? Yes? Okay.
Mr. Dickinson, who's planned all these two parties, come up and asked me for the privilege of asking this gentleman one question. Lyle Dickinson, you have the floor. You want the mic, Lyle? He needs the mic, he doesn't know.
Glenn, do you remember September the 10th, on Friday, you came to our house?
Yes.
And talked to my wife and I, Trish.
Yes.
And you sat at our dining room table. We both had the opportunity to question you. One of my questions to you was that I had heard from several people that you said that if Jason Allen lost in the primary, you would pull out of the race. Your response was that was not true. I'm very concerned about your answer. I have heard since then from more people that you definitely told them the same thing that I questioned you on. Please explain that, would you?
Thank you. That's a great question. Like I said, everyone's trying to get me out of this race. Way back in the beginning, before the primary was ever over, I said I was going to go ahead and get on the ballot, and I was going to be watching. I wouldn't risk everything I own, I wouldn't risk my company, and I wouldn't risk the stability of allowing Nancy Pelosi to keep that gavel. But I was going to look real hard and see what happened. And all through the primary, I've watched people destroy each other's principles, or destroy them personally. Personal attacks, one after another. I cannot endorse that, no, nor will I. I said I would take a look at it, and I did. I had never promised somebody October 1st was some mystical deadline. Who in their right mind would get in a race and tell everybody that they're just going to drop out anyway? That's just not happening. I have thought about it. And no, I will not get out of the race. And no, I did not tell people I would drop out for any other reason. That's it.